Hi, this is Donna, psychic medium and direct messenger for spirit. If this is your first episode, welcome. I invite you to listen to previous episodes where I link my guest with their loved one in the world of spirit. What started as one thing is morphing into so much more, not just for my guest, but for all of us. Thank you for listening. Just settling into where you are, letting go of everything you brought before this moment, and opening your heart and your mind. State your first name for me and the phrase, "It's a beautiful day."
Dennis, it's a beautiful day.
Great, Dennis. Thank you. Now, will you state the name of the loved one that you'd like to link up with?
Barbara.
I see Barbara as the type of soul when she was here in the physical world, as I want to bring everybody into my fold, meaning my arms, my family. I appreciate so many things of so many people that I want to bring them in, like her arms are open wide. And she's saying to me, I just wanted to connect with everybody. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Type of person that she was.
Uh-huh.
And I would say this woman did not die of, she wasn't elderly. She wasn't over 80. That's how I see elderly. Would that be correct?
No, ma'am.
She was older than 80.
She was.
Did she look rather young for her age?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
She did. And was she a tall woman?
Oh, I'd say somewhere around 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, I would say that's tall for a woman,
Okay.
because I view her that way, but I also view her as her body really hasn't started to age. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
which caused me to say she doesn't appear to be over 80, so good for her. I feel during her final days, she was a little lost. I don't know if there was dementia setting in, but I feel like she couldn't look at anyone. Maybe her eyes started to close or she wasn't seeing things correctly. Would that make sense?
Absolutely.
She's showing me she heard things. And I'm asking her, what do you mean by that? I feel that prior to her crossing, I'm going to say weeks prior to her crossing, I don't know whether people came in and sang for her, or that's when people were really coming through, saying their beautiful statements, maybe saying goodbye. But I feel prior to her crossing that many people came forward to speak beautiful things. And that's what she remembered when she was crossing. Would that make sense?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
You want to explain that a little bit? Because I see it in my head, and I see she's not where she is as she's crossing, but she takes me back to weeks prior, and she's telling me those are the words I remembered as I was passing.
Yes, as you mentioned, she had dementia, and there were some people that called over to come and see my mom. And my dad said, yeah, it's okay as long as you didn't have COVID. And so they come in there, and two relatives went back there, and they were singing to her, brushing her hair.
Oh,
That was really nice.
I got such goosebumps when you said that, because I did say that. I said, was someone singing to her?
Yes,
Please tell those loved ones that those were the things she drew upon. She wasn't thinking about anything else as she was crossing. She only remembered that.
oh, I will do that. I will relay that message.
That's beautiful. That was a beautiful experience.
Yes, it is.
It was different in my head too, seeing her, and then as she took me back, because everything's happening in my head at the same time, and I'm hearing, sensing, seeing, and she's moving me along like, Donna, go here. Donna, go here now. Would she have been that type of person in the physical world also, meaning she liked to direct people?
Yeah, but not pushy. But yeah, she.
Not pushy at all, but she knew what she was talking about. She knew what people needed to do and where they needed to go. She was very smart.
Yes, yes, she was.
Her husband is still here in the physical world,
Yes, ma'am.
but there was a gentleman waiting for her on the other side. And had you had not already said her husband, I would have said either her husband or her father was already waiting for her. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
She saw his face. I don't know if she's mentioned that as she was crossing, but she saw her father's face before she crossed. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she say anything like that?
No, she couldn't speak.
I want to tell you that's what she saw. And she said to me, now, you know, she's fine right now.
Yes.
She said to me, now, Donna, the image, she calls him my father because I almost said my dad, but she said, no, my father. My father's face brought me such comfort during those final hours. Do you understand?
I understand what you're saying, but my mother and her father did not get along. They were separate for many, many, many years.
Yeah. And you understand that in the world of non physical, none of that existed for your father. And as your mother started her crossing, none of that existed for her either.
I understand that. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So it's very interesting how this is coming up. And you say that. I've heard that a few times. And you heard me laugh at that because I'm like, that doesn't happen. And I'm telling her, and she's smiling because she didn't say that. She waited for you to say that. She's just telling me how comforting it was and what a true message for us here in the physical world that even before she crossed, she had let go of everything that came before that moment.
I see. I see.
I love that statement because that's the statement I use. I used it just now when we opened this session to let go of everything that came before.
Okay.
And she did.
Yes.
It wasn't something that she mentally had to say, I've got to let go of this in order for this to come. It just happened.
Happened.
Just happened. It was a beautiful thing. I'm sure you know, but she's showing me like the game of croquet. You know how you play that on your front yard?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she play that?
Yes. Yes. In the younger days, she did. Yeah. We had a set.
Because I mean, that's not, I mean, I remember it as a child, but it's not something that, I would say my mother is going to bring up if she came into a reading. But she's showing me that and showing me the beauty of that. She's showing me somebody was really, really focused on that game. Like someone played it, like it's supposed to be a fun game. She's like, but someone, I don't know if it was her or you or another sibling or a family member, someone who's really focused. Does that sound familiar to you?
I wouldn't know. There was a lot of games, and I just, you know, there was a bunch of us, so I really couldn't pinpoint that, but it very well could have been.
I wonder if it's her she's talking about. Was she that sort of focused person?
No, no, not in games. Not in games. No. Uh-uh.
Someone was really focused. I don't know if you're still talking to any.
Yeah.
I feel like there are a lot of people like you. I don't know if that means sons or that look like you, but I feel like there's a lot of people, either maybe your age, do you have siblings or cousins? A lot of people that either look like you, any of that making sense? That are still here in the physical world.
Yeah, there was a total of us, six of us, children.
And are you all about close in age?
Oh, yeah, yeah, just stair step. Yeah, just stair step. I wouldn't say look alike.
So that's what she means by there's still a few of you. And who in your family is having, I don't know, some challenges with maybe lightheadedness or vertigo? Do you know?
That could uh, that could be very well me.
That could be you.
Yes.
So you're having Would you call it vertigo or?
Yeah, dizzy spells. Yep, yeah. When
Yep.
I stand up, yep.
So she's bringing that up. She's saying, and she giggles, it could never hurt to drink more water.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yeah, she wasn't a water drinker, but yeah.
That's why she giggled, I'm sure. She's telling me your physical body is fine, but it definitely, to me, Donna, feels, well, she already brought being dehydrated up. So let's just go with that first. And the second would be just allergies. I'm telling her that's so simple, isn't it? She says it is so simple and it's just so amazing what they can do. Has anyone ever told you?
No, no. For years, I never went to the doctor, and I could have allergies. I'm sure there's allergies somewhere else.
Again, because she already told me there's nothing, it's like she's the doctor now. She's playing the doctor now. There's nothing wrong with your physical body, but here's what you could do to help yourself out. So, certainly there are things she's saying you can take for that just to see if it works. But if you're fine the way it is, she says, I'm not seeing anything that's a problem.
Okay.
And I'm saying, well, were you a doctor in this life? Because Donna certainly is not a doctor, nor does she play one on TV. She said, but he trusts me.
Absolutely.
And I know he's listening. And I know he's always listened to me. And I want to say to him now, the last hug he gave me, I still feel.
That's amazing.
You remember that last hug?
It's every time we went over there, it would have to be 9 years ago, that 8 or 9 years ago, that would have been the last time.
Hmm. That was the last time you saw her.
No, that's when she started to fall into dementia. And, it was the type that didn't want nobody to touch her or
Hmm.
of that sort. She was just like in her own little world, and it was very sad, hard going through.
I'm sure. I'm so sorry. What a beautiful memory she has then
Yeah,
of that last hug she still feels. And I'll tell you, I felt it. I felt it before I said it. I could feel it coming over my body. And she said, please tell him.
yeah,
And don't forget that. She said,
I will. I will.
that's the way. That's the way I want you to remember me. She says that all the others, siblings, have all different memories that they hold on to. And she says, yes, to all of them. Because I asked, well, what are the memories? And she said, just tell him yes. All of those memories are correct. Do you understand that statement from her?
Yes, yes,
I feel, as I myself have 7 brothers and sisters, that we all have different memories. And when my sister or brother will say something, I'm like, I don't remember that. Are you sure that happened? And I hear your mom as she tells me to tell you, yes, yes, they're all memories.
okay,
And she says, I hold them just as close as I hold those memories.
yeah,
Your mom's got some beautiful statements, doesn't she? Just have a beautiful way with her words.
yeah.
Does that sound like her?
Oh yeah, yes, yes,
It must be so. I just feel heart opening to hear her and these words, especially because of how she crossed and what she was going through beforehand. But now to be able to hear her, feel her, hug her, because she's feeling it too. It's easy for Donna, easy for me, because I've been doing this for so long and I understand that connection. But I also understand how you are receiving this right now. I can see your face. It's beautiful. I'm honored to bring her through for you.
I appreciate it. I really do.
Does anyone have, I'm getting just like this stomach left side pain, shooting pain. Anybody have something going on in their, like just below my rib cage? Anybody have anything going on? It could be like ulcer, it could be hernia, anything like that resonating with anybody in your family right now?
Not that I know of.
I'm getting that, but I don't feel it's anything serious. I just feel that someone, whoever this is I'm speaking of, someone is rushing through life. Someone is, and this is her telling me this, someone is too fast, slow down. I feel it's a male. It's just too busy. Any of that making sense to any male in your life right now?
Yes, yes, yes. It's just lost. I'm just lost without her. Yes, I still have my dad, but I'm just waiting for the day that I cross.
Oh, honey.
I lived a full life, and I'm just, I know from reading and listening how beautiful it is over there, and I just can't wait.
I certainly totally receive what you're saying because I myself feel that. Like I've lived a good life. I hear what you're saying, but it doesn't mean we can't enjoy these days still. Doesn't feel like we have to do big things anymore, accomplish big things. But your mom doesn't want you to just say, okay, I'm waiting for that. She wants you to say, I get up every day and say, I wonder if there's somebody I can help today. Because I feel I've done it all already. I hear you. But is there someone else that might benefit from my wisdom? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And what I was saying before about the cramping on my left side, was that you also?
No, that's not me. The only thing that I can think of is it's not a hernia or anything of that sort. My father continues to be in and out of the hospital for upper GI bleeding.
Okay. So this is probably him she's talking about.
Yeah.
Again, I'll go back to, this doctor and her, right? Your mom. Really. I don't feel there's anything that can be done. And she says, I watch over him, but he's not as connected to her like you are connected to her. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So, although I can do what I can do from here, he's not going to listen. You get that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's telling me, let's go back to the phrase that Donna loves so much, letting go of everything that came before this moment. If you can let go of everything that your dad ever was from yesterday, even, and be with him as he is each day, right? You're following me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And then go back to what you said, and your mom said, wake up every day and see who might benefit.
Yes.
It kind of just came full circle. You and your dad. It's another lesson. So, you're not done.
Yeah.
There might be more to do. She said, life as you lived it has been full. There is no doubting that, she says. Life as you will live it going forward will be fill you up even more. I love that.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Your mother, a very wise woman.
Yes, she was.
I'm asking her if she has any other messages for the rest of your family. And she says, give the girls my love. I'm assuming there's more than one there.
Yes, ma'am.
And she said, with the other ones, do the best you can. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You see how she sees you. You see how she knows everything. This just gave you more proof of what you already knew.
Yeah. Mm.
And she's with you as well as everyone else. And she's thanking you for doing this, for reaching out to Donna. What caused that? How did you get here? Where did you find me, Donna? I don't get many men in my readings.
I see. I found you on just searching. So I've been listening at night. Mom was never a fan of doing this. And she always said that she wouldn't speak, you know.
Ah, ah,
Yeah, she said,
ah.
you may try to sing, but I'm not going to speak. So
Oh, I guess she let go of all that too, didn't she?
yeah,
I must say, this has made my day.
oh, beautiful day. It's made mine.
And tomorrow will be another day for you to make someone else's day.
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Just keep remembering your mother's words
Yes,
and replaying the messages.
yes, ma'am.
And know that as long as we're here, there's more to do.
Okay.
I'm going to take that one for myself too, because Dennis, even doing what I do, I question my life and what I'm still doing here then. What else is left for me? You're not alone. Reach out whenever you need.
Okay. Okay.
Thank your mom. What a beautiful soul, the soul who she is right now. And hold the hugs and hold everything that she spoke of.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank my guest today for allowing all of us to join in on their process, their journey. And I'd like to thank you for not only listening, but coming together in a oneness vibration. Thanks again.